Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a very amazing Saturday. So I know I'm gonna do this episode a bit different. I'm gonna start by asking you guys a question. If you guys are planning to move from point A to B, what is the first means of transportation that comes into your mind? Of course, it's going to be the airplane or the air transportation. So when we talk about the aircraft or when we talk about the aviation sector, what is the first airlines that comes into your mind as an Ethiopian or as an African? Ethiopian Airlines! So as African Renaissance Television, we got an exclusive, I would say that again, exclusive, feels good to say this, tour of Ethiopian Airlines facilities. So it was really amazing, from every single training areas that we have seen to the place where aircrafts get maintained to the cargo division. It was just fabulous and breathtaking. So I won't take any much more time. We have prepared a short, precise, and sweet narration for you guys to enjoy that will share our experience, the tour, and a little bit about this huge company, huge brand, Ethiopian Airlines. Let's watch the narration and we'll be back. Stay with us. Ethiopian Airlines is the flag carrier of Ethiopia and the largest and most profitable airline in Africa. Established in 1945, it is wholly owned by the Ethiopian government and headquartered in Addis Ababa. With the main hub at Bole International Airport, the airline operates a modern fleet and serves over 120 international destinations across 5 continents. With a workforce of more than 70,000 employees, Ethiopian Airlines is known for its high standards of service, safety, and operational excellence. In 2011, it became a member of Star Alliance, the world's largest global airline network, further strengthening its connectivity and global presence. As African Renaissance Television, we were honored to be invited for an exclusive tour in Ethiopian Airlines facilities. Whenever we visit a place that we've never been before, we have an expectation of how it's supposed to be. But I made sure that I had no expectations so that I can be fully immersed with the tour. No expectations, just open ears and eyes. First and foremost, I cannot pass without mentioning how clean and green the compound is and how friendly and welcoming the staffs were. We started the tour from where future cabin crews take theoretical and practical trainings. I was shocked to witness how intense and detailed the trainings were, from jumping from an aircraft to training technical terms. This experience made me realize that even the smallest things that we think are very simple, like serving food on a plane, has its own complications. After getting a brief explanation about the area, we moved on to the next, which was the aircraft maintenance. It's obvious that the maintaining area is going to be big, but the feeling you get when you stand next to a huge plane is an indescribable feeling. And seeing different airlines getting their aircraft maintenance done was crazy, at the same time a proud moment. I got to understand that every single part of the plane is maintained by its own professionals, making the work even complicated. Isn't it amazing how far human mind can go? In our tour, we were told that Ethiopian Airlines repairs almost all African Airlines aircraft and many other airlines' aircraft too, earning millions and millions of dollars. Have you guys ever thought how one plane stays in touch with the operators at the head office? Well, there are a designated team that operates every single movement of the plane from boarding to taking off. Our tour included the exact same place that this operation takes place. While getting an explanation about what happens in this section, I couldn't help but think how interrelated the work is, making it a true Pan-African company. After some time, Ethiopian Airlines started to expand to cargo services, making it outstanding in the market. In the cargo division, we saw how every single thing is carefully done. Majority of the things done in this area is done by a machine, making it time and money effective. Items that are perishable are expanded within the temperature it should be in, like flowers, meat, and other things. Our final destination in this tour was the simulation that pilots train in. Imagine, this training is not only for Ethiopians, but for different students from all across the continent. Take this course. We got inside in one of the simulators, not knowing what to expect. But what I saw was mind-blowing, from how every single thing we saw in that simulator is found in an actual airplane. Even the pilot that was giving us the explanation said if you take every single button and plug it in an aircraft, it will still work. Can you imagine? As a coincidence, as we were getting the tour, the simulator was already occupied, so we didn't want to distract the trainees too much. In this simulator, pilots train on how to fly a plane. In the training, different motions, effects are added to make them feel familiar with the feeling of flying a plane. We were also told that every pilot should come at least in between 6 months to a year to renew their license, which helps them to be updated and qualified. As our tour came to an end, we went back to our starting point, finalizing our stay by a heartfelt acknowledgement from Arts TV to Ethiopian Airlines team. Then we exchanged our goodbyes and concluded our tour. Personally for me, after getting this tour, my perspective about aviation or the Ethiopian Airlines shifted, leaving me with a gratitude and proudness for being part of this team. Leaving me with gratitude and proudness. Now, I get it why it's called the new spirit of Africa. For sure, after the narration, your perspective about Ethiopian Airlines has shifted. If you ask me what is it that you have experienced, first and foremost, what I had in mind before the tour was like, okay, Ethiopian Airlines is the biggest airlines, cabin crews, okay, they're gonna have, of course, trainings, but they're going to fly and they're gonna serve food for the clients, period. But when you see every single detail that happens during the training, starting from if an accident happens, what are they going to do? What is the safety mechanisms that they have to follow in order to rescue not their lives, guys, but the people that are flying on that plane. And then when it comes to the pilot, just because you want to be a pilot doesn't mean you can be a pilot. There is an intensive training starting from the technical things that you got, from the theoretical things that you have to learn, and then to the practical things that you have to do, which includes flying a real actual plane. So after that, when we come to the maintenance area, they showed us this huge space that unfortunately, we were not able to carry any camera equipments into that area because it was restricted. But what I have seen is that I saw not Ethiopian Airlines logo, but airlines like Qatar, Emirates, Kenya Airline, at the same time, different, especially African aircrafts get their maintenance done here in Ethiopian Airlines. And Ethiopian Airlines gains more than like millions and millions of dollars just by maintaining different aircrafts. And besides that, when you think about trainings and like training cabin crews, training pilots, technicians, it's not only Ethiopians that get this chance, guys. People from all across the globe come to Ethiopia I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah, they come to Ethiopia to get that training, to be certified, because Ethiopian Airlines is one of the well-known and sold airlines when it comes to the Aviation Academy. And so I had this huge respect and ownership to be an Ethiopian, because I understood that the Aviation Academy is not only about flying planes or serving people food or saying chicken or beef, okay? It's about having that hospitality spirit and at the same time that passion to serve your country, to make sure that Ethiopian flag is seen up high on the sky. And by the way, guys, when we talk about Ethiopian Airlines, they don't only give flights or helping people to move from point A to B, but also they have a cargo, which we all know. But when we talk about cargo, it's not just like helping people, like whenever people want to use cargo, it's not like Ethiopian Airlines is going to be there only, but at the same time, they're changing their aircraft, some of their old aircrafts into cargo, which means that they have to change the whole body structure to be used as a cargo plane. And when we talk about cargo, guys, I want you to understand that it's not only about getting the stuff in the plane and then just saying, okay, pilot, you can just go. No, every single thing that is packed or that is loaded in that plane should be registered and should be legal. And every single thing that are loaded in that plane should be well known. For example, you don't just take flowers from point A to B, because flowers have their own temperature that they will survive on, right? So they have to make sure that every single thing that is shipped is shipped, which means starting from temperature to the way it's loaded and so on. So our country, Ethiopia, whenever we export different goods like meat, flour, coffee, especially flour and meat that are very sensitive, there is a special division that takes care of how those kind of perishable goods are exported, because they have their own needed temperature that they have to be in, so that by the time they arrive at the destination, it is fresh and new, and people will be like, oh my goodness, Ethiopian flour, oh my goodness, Ethiopian meat, So that was really fascinating. And trust me, guys, it's freezing cold. It was so cold that I didn't even see that coming at all. So if I shared you my experience, which is just like a spoon from a sea, I will pass on to what my colleagues have experienced during the tour. Let's pass on to that and we'll be back. Stay with us.
I am Dawit Masarat. I am a transmission engineer at Arts TV, and we visited Ethiopian Airlines, and during our visit we were honored and privileged to see what they have achieved in that premises.
Hello everyone, my name is Yapsra and I'm the head of newsroom at Arts TV. Well, actually this is not a news time. I'm here to reflect on my visit to Ethiopian Airlines.
We started our visit at the academy, the Aviation University, and we were able to see how the cabin crew are taught and what they were trained to do. We saw some simulators, how the pilots are trained in the simulators, simulating the area that they can fly in, and it was really fascinating to see that.
Well, in my own words, our visit, especially my stay in the premises of Ethiopian Airlines, was like getting into the hearts of African aviation. It was a very nice time. When I was there, I realized how important a teamwork spirit can be, and we were made from the doorsteps to the end with a lot of professionalism and of course everything that I need to know about the aviation. And it was also a shift of attitude about the Ethiopian Airlines for me.
In that visit in the university, we learned that among limited universities, Ethiopian Airlines is one of them to teach in an advanced simulators. And many students from different parts of the world, not just Africa, from different parts of the world, they come to learn from this amazing university.
It was a nice experience, and it was a shift of how I see the brand itself. Well, once when I was a kid, I said when I grew up I become a pilot. Well, now I'm a journalist and I'm here saying something about Ethiopian Airlines. That impresses me is it's a huge brand.
I always traveled around the airlines. I even work 2-3 minutes near the headquarters, but I didn't know it was there. I didn't know so much was going on in the premises. What fascinated me the most was the Ethiopian Airlines was manufacturing some parts like cables and some little parts of the aircrafts for Boeing and other aircraft manufacturers. And when I heard that, it was a priding moment for me as an Ethiopian and both as an African.
Before I get into the compound of Ethiopian Airlines, I know that it's a big brand. I know that it is a brand that carries the name and the flag of our beloved nation on the skies. But after I finished my visit, when I went out the compound, I say, well, first I know it, and then I felt it. I really felt it, and it's beyond my imagination. I was really fascinated about everything.
I was also amazed by seeing some aircrafts from giants like Saudi Airs and some others getting their aircrafts maintained at that compound, at the headquarters. And Ethiopian Airlines is indeed the new spirit of Africa. What I have witnessed is beyond my imagination, beyond what I thought before I went and visited. And I highly encourage you Ethiopians to appreciate what we have and to preserve it and support and stand next to this beautiful brand. And I feel so privileged and honored to have witnessed this. Thank you so much.
As we only had a very limited time, we tried to see the whole Ethiopian Airlines facilities by the time that we had. But throughout our staying, I would love to thank every single one of you guys that made our tour amazing, fantastic, seamless, and very enjoyable. And I would love to thank Ethiopian Airlines crew, every single one of you guys, for making sure that Ethiopia stands out through the aviation sector. Again, you guys should be respected, and what you're doing is amazing, seen and valued. Thank you so much for having us. And yeah, for sure, we're gonna keep on this partnership going on. This is just the beginning of an amazing journey. Thank you everyone for watching. For our digital media audiences, let us know what you think about this episode below this video. And for those of you guys that are watching us from different part of the world, yes, for sure, let us know what you think on our short SMS 6121. I'll see you guys next week by our usual time. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'll see you next week. But till then, goodbye.